Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Jahmal Kennedy.
And I'm Khadijah Torbert. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Athletics. Wesley Preston fell 1 point shy of a career-high scoring 30 points, but it wasn't enough as the Trojan men's basketball team fell to Appalachian State Saturday. The Mountaineers defeated the Trojans 78-74 in Boone, North Carolina on Saturday. Preston led 3 Trojans that scored in double figures. Jordan Bernardo scored 18 and John Walton III scored 10. On the night, Troy shot 45% and only turned it over a season low 4 times.
Despite a solid first half performance, the Trojan men's basketball team couldn't pull out a win. Troy fell to the Raging Cajuns 73-63 last night in Trojan Arena. The Cajuns erased a 12-point halftime lead, coming back to win the game. Troy shot 45% in the first half, but only 20% in the second. The Cajuns' Sean Long accounted for 40% of the scoring for ULL. Head coach Phil Cunningham said he was tough to beat late.
We knew they were capable of coming back. They're such a good offensive team, and Sean Long was really efficient tonight, and 29 points, 20 rebounds, and so we knew they could come back. But in the second half, we just couldn't. We couldn't make enough shots and give him credit. He every time we got down around the rim, he was either blocking it or altering our shot, and ultimately though we lost the game at the free throw line.
Troy took care of the basketball as the Trojans only committed 4 turnovers in the game, while the Cajuns turned the ball over 11 times, which Troy turned into 19 points.
The Troy women's basketball team saw a lead slip away, but dominated in overtime to snag a win from Appalachian State on Saturday. The Trojans defeated the Mountaineers 100-89, hitting the century mark for the 6th time this season, a school record. Troy held the Mountaineers to 1 of 7 shooting in overtime, scoring them 11 points and out-rebounding them by 9. Ashley Beverly Kelly scored 32 points, the 10th 30th point game of her career, and also dished out a game-high 8 assists. Arjaya Saunders added a career-high 29 points, pulled in 7 rebounds, and recorded 5 assists.
Thursday night, the Troy women's basketball team took to the Trojan Arena for their next to final home game of the season, looking to clinch a spot in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. William McCarthy has the wrap-up from the floor.
The Troy women's basketball team didn't miss from the field or from the line in the final 3 minutes and used that late run to beat Louisiana Lafayette 90-83 at Trojan Arena. Arjaya Saunders led the Trojans with 21 points, including 16 in the first half. Clarissa Banks added a career-high 18 off the bench. Kaylin Ramirez scored 15, which 8 of those came in the final 3 minutes of the game.
The coaches got on me and they just asked me, do you really want to win? And I was, of course I do. And so, I just took the advantage and, I had an open shot and just shot it. I just knew that, that's what we needed. I didn't say we were in a comfortable spot, but, that just gave us one step closer to winning the game.
At the beginning of the second half, the Trojans were up by 8 points. By the end of the third, the Cajuns were raging, only down by 2 and at one point leading by 2 in the fourth quarter. But head coach Chanda Rigby knew she could count on Ramirez to make the shots they needed to win.
She's the biggest person and the biggest, strongest person on the court. That's one thing. But it's not just that. She's also probably the most finesse player we have. She's also the calmest player in clutch situations. So, yeah, we do depend on her a lot, and she's easy to lean on. She wants to take that responsibility. I just really think it shows the growth of our team, once again, that we were able to calm down and make the plays we need to make down the stretch. So when the last buzzer rang, we were ahead.
With the win, Troy clinches a berth in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament in New Orleans. William McCarthy, Troy, Trojan Vision Sports.
That the Lady Cajuns had allowed all season long. Junior Arjaya Saunders has been on fire lately, and she kept that fire blazing as she reigned in 21 points. Off the bench, junior Clarissa Banks logged a career-high 18 points on 4 of 5 shooting from beyond the arc. Kayla Ramirez had 15 points, 8 of which coming in the final 3 minutes of the game. And senior guard Ashley Beverly Kelly struggled from the field last night, only scoring 12 points, but she made other contributions as she also dished out 10 dimes and only had 1 turnover.
It was a weekend out on the diamond as Troy baseball kicked their season off with a sweep of Northern Kentucky at Riddle Pace Field, giving head coach Mark Smart his first series sweep as Troy's head baseball coach. William McCarthy has more from Sunday's game.
Troy baseball threw out the first pitch of their season with a weekend sweep of Northern Kentucky 4-0, winning the series on Sunday 4-2. The Trojans had a gloomy start as freshman pitcher Corey Gill gave up a home run in the top of the second inning. From then on out, Gill was lights out, striking out 8 Norses, through 5 innings pitched.
So I thought he handled himself very well, and as a freshman, you never know. And now that he's got the first one under his belt, I look for him to continue to get better.
In the 4th, catcher Chase Smart lined out to center, but driving in the game-time run to make the scoreline 2-2. In the 7th, after back-to-back walks, Troy's Matt Sanders hit a double to left center that brought in Ben Givens to make the score 3-2. Next up was Trevor Davis, but he flies out to left but delivers the game-winning run to give the scoreline 4-2, and that's all they needed for the win and to complete the weekend sweep over Northern Kentucky. In the end, head coach Mark Smart was very happy with his team's performance over the weekend and gets his first sweep as Troy's head baseball coach. His players, on the other hand, think he deserves this from the start.
I think he deserves it. Coach Smart's been on us, all fall, beginning of spring, and he's a great coach. And we're just trying to do what he told us to do and play like we practice.
Well, I saw a really competitive group. I thought we competed very well, and our play was really mid-season form. We didn't make an error in 4 games. We didn't walk a bunch of hitters. We put the ball in play consistently, and so I thought we were playing at a very good clip. And if you catch the ball and throw strikes, that's a great formula for a chance to win. But I really like the way our team competed, and they showed up every day ready to play, and I hope that continues.
William McCarthy, Troy, Trojan Vision Sports.
Troy baseball looked to continue its hot streak after opening up the season undefeated. I have the wrap-up as the Trojans took on UAB Blazers Wednesday night. It was a pitcher's duel at Riddle Pace Field in the Trojans' 2-1 victory over the UAB Blazers Wednesday night. Though a chilly night, head coach Mark Smart thought the scoring would be a bit higher.
I didn't think 2 was going to hold us. I thought we would score. I really did. The wind was blowing out like crazy. I thought it might be a 10-9 type game, but the pitching had a lot to do with that. But you're right. We took advantage of the one opportunity we had, and fortunately we made it hold up.
The only runs of the game were scored early on as the Trojans got on the board first in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Junior Steven Whitaker drove in the first run on the night with a double to left field, and freshman Brandon Lockridge would single home Whitaker just a few pitches later. UAB would get their run in the top of the 3rd when Brewer Hicklin launched a home run to pull the Blazers within 1. However, that one run would be all that UAB can manage. Freshman Zach Lightsey got the start on the hill for the Trojans and recorded his first collegiate victory as he pitched 4 innings, recording 5 strikeouts and only allowing 1 run.
But he made some really good pitches with the game on the line. He pitched out of one real jam. He struck a guy out and then got an easy ground out to end an inning. I was just really pleased with him staying after it. He could have easily folded up, walked the first guy of the ball game, and immediate pressure. But I thought he handled it well.
The Trojan bullpen combined for 5 total innings and only gave up 4 hits over that span while racking up 3 strikeouts. Sophomore Corey Childress recorded his 2nd save of the season as the Trojans sent the Blazers packing. Jahmal Kennedy, Trojan Sports Now. Although the Trojans were out-hit 6-3, they managed to strand 8 Blazers on base.
To start off the Troy Classic Friday, the softball team took on Ole Miss and didn't have much luck. The Trojans fell to them 1-6. But the Trojans had a quick turnaround for the day 2 of the Classic. I have the details from the softball complex from Saturday's doubleheader. Saturday made day 2 of the Troy Classic at the softball complex. First game up for the Trojans was against Tennessee Tech, and boy did they come out on fire with 6 runs just in the first inning. Those set the tone for the rest of the game.
I think the girls just did a good job of living one pitch at a time. We're never out of a game. I think today both games proved that. We're never out of a game. So I thought they did a really good job of just having quality at bats, and did a good job of just putting those together and scoring almost every inning.
It was the top of the 4th quarter. The score was 8-2. Just when everyone thought Tennessee Tech was out of the game, they came back and got a home run. Troy responded back in a dominant manner to get the win, all thanks to a special player, Carly Kaler.
Carly's just a winner. She just finds a way to get it done. When she's hot, she's hot. So, you just don't. I didn't really say anything to her. She just kind of is in that mode. So I thought she had a great game.
And a great game they had. The Trojans defeated the Golden Eagles 11-3 in 5 innings. But the victory was short-lived as they took on McNeese State and fell to them in a close 9-inning game with a score of 3-2.
Yeah, McNeese is a great team. They're extremely well coached and great pitching, great hitting, great defense. It was just a great game. If you're a fan, that's a great game. But we just we're not very fundamental at the end of that game. When you don't execute, then you don't win ball games.
Sunday, the Trojans look forward to taking on Tennessee Tech again, and they definitely know what to expect.
I think they're going to come out swinging the bats. They've got great pitching. They have another great pitcher that I'm sure they're going to throw, and we're going to have to, have quality at bats. We're going to have to show up and put a couple quality at bats together.
Khadijah, Torbert, Trojan Sports Now.
While the softball team did not have the same level of success as in their opening weekend, they still ended this past weekend with a winning record. Khadijah Torbert has the details of the final day of the Troy Classic.
It was a successful day as the Trojans closed out its Troy Classic on Sunday, even though at first the Golden Eagles were leading 2-0 up until the top of the third when Troy came back, took over, and didn't look back.
Really, softball is a game of ups and downs, and we talk about it all the time. We don't want to go on a roller coaster ride, but there was a lot of game left, and we know that we fight. That's one of our things is we fight in the late innings. We know we own the late innings, and I don't think the girls ever stress out, and we just try to go one at bat at a time and one quality at a time, and they did that, and we left batters on, and nobody freaked out, and everybody stood in there and finally got a couple of timely hits, and again, just proud of them. It's Championship Sunday. It's the hardest game to get up for. They played 4 games. And again, I got to give Claire Graves a lot of credit. She came out there and kept the ball low, fed our defense ground balls, and then just had timely hits, and our defense was incredible. So that's all you can ask for.
Although the Trojans did come out on top against Tennessee Tech on Saturday, head coach Beth Mullen said for Sunday's matchup with them, the team still had to remain focused in order to finish up the ups and the downs of the Troy Classic in a strong way.
We knew we were going to face a good pitcher. She pitched for them in the NCAA tournament, and I think we knew we were going to, have to battle and win a lot of at-bats, and I thought the girls did a good job that, from 1 through 7 innings, and they're a great team, and they can hit really well.
And head coach Beth Mullins only had a few more words left to say about this weekend's Troy Classic.
Definitely a great day. Great day to be a Trojan.
Khadijah Torbert, Trojan Sports Now.
The Trojans managed to hold the Golden Eagles to only 2 hits, while Troy pounded out 9 of their own.
Wednesday, the Trojans had their first road trip matchup against the number 4 Crimson Tide of Alabama. It was a tough night as the Trojans fell by a final score of 8-0. The Trojans held the Tide at bay for the first 3 innings until Alabama erupted for 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th, highlighted by 2 home runs. Senior Kay Benton had a good night for the Trojans, racking up 2 of Troy's 4 hits. Senior Ashley Rainey started in the circle for Troy and unfortunately took the loss.
The women's track and field team finished up competition on Tuesday at the Sunbelt Indoor Championship. Led by sophomore Niata Alexander's second-place finish in the 400-meter dash and freshman Gemma Finch's runner-up performance in the pentathlon, the Trojans defeated 4 conference rivals for 7th place. Going back to last year at this time, at the same competition, the Trojans scored only 12 points. But this year, the Trojans increased that number by 30, boasting 42 points total, the most since 2009.
After a strong home opener, the women's tennis team struggled at the Lunsford Tennis Complex on Sunday, falling to North Florida 5-1 on Sunday. I have the highlights of Sunday's matchups. Although the Trojans started off with a bang in their home opener Wednesday, they couldn't keep the momentum going Sunday and suffered a 5-1 loss against North Florida.
Down 2-1, and then Leah lost at court 4, so it pushed us down to 3-1. So we had these last 3 matches basically needs a win. So the one match finished in a final set, and the other one was also in a final set. And the top court at court 2, there were 3-all in the final set. So they're really strong competition. So I'm really going to give a lot of credit for the other team.
It was some hard-fought matches against the University of North Florida today, but the Trojans could not get anything accomplished. Head coach Maria OCC knows the University of North Florida didn't defeat the Trojans, but instead the Trojans defeated themselves.
My girls were liking today a little bit of competition as a one team. Their hunger for the game wasn't there. And that's why we have to take for, in the next game and learn from it. That was like, talking to them after the match. It's like, your energy needs to change, a little bit. They worked hard. They work on a few things, but get them back into staying hungry.
Khadijah Torbert, Trojan Sports Now. with North Florida leading the match 3-1 and all 3 remaining matches moving to the third set. Troy needed to win all 3 to take the team win. All 3 third sets were very close, but Troy came out on the short end of a 6-3, 4-6, and 7-5 decision at number 5. That clinched the match for North Florida.
The Troy men's golf team opened up its season as a unit last weekend. They competed in the All-American Intercollegiate Tournament and placed 6th overall. Troy shot its best round as a team on Sunday, and in individual competition, junior Clayton Van Noy carded a 5 under 211 en route to tie for 3rd place. Junior Luke Mosser fired a round of 2 under, while junior Jarrett Betcher shot a 72, and the duo of Cam Norman and Callum Masters carded a matching 78. The Trojans, who are ranked number 80, defeated plenty of teams that were ranked ahead of them.
Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll have a preview of the Trojan men and women's basketball teams matchup against the University of Louisiana Monroe.
But first, Rod Renfro sits down with senior women's basketball guard Ashley Beverly Kelly. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.